Hi ladies and gents, welcome to this short tutorial. We're going to talk about, we're going to make the dough. We're going to make it from start to finish using 65% hydration. I'm going to use my direct dough method, and then we're just going to talk about the methods, because for me the recipe is less important than actually following the proper procedures and then following the proper methods to making your dough. So once we've done the dough, we'll talk about the timings, and then tomorrow I'll take everyone through the right fermentation stage, how to stretch it, how to get on your peel, off your peel, and then we'll start cooking some pizza for my dinner tomorrow night. So let's dive straight into the video. At the mixing stage, this can take anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. So it just really depends on what temperature your dough gets to. And I believe the ideal temperature is around about 23 degrees for your perfect dough temperature. Put in there. So I'll incorporate a little bit and then we'll start adding in the salt. I was talking earlier on about the recipe not being as important as the methods. The ingredients are also key. So for me, the ingredients and the method of how you carry out making your dough are the most important parts of dough making. You can take any recipe, and as long as you follow the proper procedures, you're going to have great dough every single time. So welcome back. So as you can see, the dough, it's been in for 10 minutes, then I rested it for 5 minutes, and then I put it on for another 5 minutes just to relax and strengthen the gluten. But as you can see, it's still quite wet and there's still a bit of work needing done. So this is where we're just going to put it on the bench. I'm going to work the gluten, we're going to fold it, get some air into it, and then we're going to rest it for 15 minutes. And we carry out this probably 2 or 3 times, just depending on the strength of the dough. So first job is to get the dough out as much as possible. So at this stage, as you can see, it's still quite wet, so what I do is work it. Sorry for the camera bouncing a bit. As you can see, the more you work it by hand, the naturally tighter it will become. And these steps are important, you know. I see people, they take it straight out of the mixer, they put it in a container, and then they put it straight in the fridge, or they leave it at room temperature because they think this step's not important, but it's probably the most crucial step. You can see that now it's still quite wet and the gluten hasn't properly formed. You know, feel it's too wet, stretch out and pull it back in itself. And when you start to shape it, it'll naturally start forming a ball once the gluten's coming together. And as you can see, just looking at the dough, it's still very, very rough, still very wet. So what we're going to do is, it's going to shape this, I'm going to cover it, and we're going to leave it for 15 minutes. And then we're going to come back and do the same process all over again. Stage, as I like to do is, got a little bit of olive oil in my hands. Rub the dough with a little bit of olive oil. Get some cling wrap. Just put a bit over the top. And it's as simple as that. You know, we're just going to now leave that sitting for 10-15 minutes. I'm going to pause the video while we wait so you don't have to actually sit and watch the dough. So welcome back. It's been probably about 10 minutes since we let this rest. So what I'm going to do now is go through the exact same process again. I like to put a little bit of olive oil on my hands, stops the dough from sticking to your hands. And then obviously this should be nice and soft when you lift it. Just get a little bits off the table. And just stretch it out, fold it back on itself. And already we can see that this is forming good strength. You can almost see the smoothness form already, but for the purpose of the video, we're going to do this 2-3 times, so this will be our second time. I can feel the gluten forming already. It's really strengthening up nicely. So this stage again. All the way over the top again. Cling foam back on top. And again, we'll see you in 10 minutes once that's rested. So welcome back. It's been 10-12 minutes. Again, put the olive oil in my hand. Cling foam away. Just going to stretch this out. This is perfect already. You know, it does need a lot of work at this stage. So you want to ball your dough too. It's your pinkies and you pull them from underneath and pull it towards you. You'll just get a nice tight ball. Just twist it a little bit. And your dough should look like that. It's nice and smooth on top and it's just ready to go in the container now. So what we'll do is we'll get an oiled container here. Put our dough straight in. And now we're just going to leave that at room temperature for 18 hours. So welcome back guys to part 2 of the video. As you can see, the dough has been at room temperature for 16 hours proven, and then obviously due to work commitments I couldn't finish the video the other day, so I've had to do a 24-hour CT also. So it gives you a chance to see the dough as it's been proved at room temperature and it's had a cold fermentation stage to it. So at this point all we're going to do is take it out. Take it out of the container. And we'll just cut it into some balls and go through the shaping process, and then later on we'll go through shaping the pizza for cooking, and then obviously through the cooking stage also. As you can see, it's like, you can see that, it's more than doubled in size now, so all we're going to do is take this out of there and we'll start cutting it. what I'm doing is take it away from the sides just to make it easier to come out. Try not to work it too much because you don't want to lose all the nice gases completely that you've got trapped in there. So what I'm going to do is, for this recipe I know I roughly get 8 balls out of this, so I'm just going to cut it straight down the middle. Cut this into 4. And my son wants a couple of hot dog ones, so I'm just going to take this one. 2 smaller balls, so you can use dinner later on. So at this stage, just make sure you can see the camera. Dough's nice and smooth, but what I'm going to do is start tucking it underneath and making sure we trap the air in. And as you squeeze it, the gluten becomes tighter, so you'll see like the air bubbles coming. All you need to do is pinch them. And keep working the dough to eventually you get a nice smooth ball, and then we'll go back to finish it off in a minute. So as I mentioned before, at this stage what I want to do is, now that I've got them balled, they're nice balls and you can see that they're reasonably okay and smooth. What I like to do, as I mentioned in the last part of the video, part 1, is take my pinkies and just put them flat on the table and then just pull the dough ball towards me. And all this does is really makes it nice and smooth, gives it a nice shape and a good strength to it, nice tight and compact. Just twisting the dough ball every time you push it forward again. As you can see, a great difference and a great strength to the ball before we put it in my container. There you go. What I try to do too, just make sure you can see it properly, I always try to leave about 3 fingers in between the dough balls. So what happens when it's proven, once it expands, you really roughly want it to expand double its size, and at that point they will almost be touching, so that's when you'll know they'll be ready to use and stretch. So we're going to leave that now for, as I said, 6 hours now, maybe 7 hours. We'll get that up to room temperature and we'll make sure it gets proofed properly, and then we'll go through the stretching stage, and we'll add some toppings, and then we'll go through a wee cooking stage. So I'll see you all later on tonight. Welcome back. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get it dough out. Last dough of the night, my dinner. And we're going to go through a shape in it. So this stage, just put, this is the bottom part, so I'm just going to put a shape in this first. I'm just using one hand just for demonstration purposes. Never quite touching the crust, pushing the air out towards the crust. Then we flip it, and this is your presentation side, and then we shape it. The shape we're happy with before we stretch it on the back of our knuckles. So we'll go Welcome back. So I'm just going to pick the dough up now. I'm going to stretch it in the back of my knuckles and then put it on my wooden peel. So just lift it, stretch it, a little bit of time. Just let the weight do the work, pull your hands apart. And then just lie it flat back on your board once you've got it to the size that you're happy with. And once you're ready to top it, just pick it back up off your board. Just position it nicely onto your peel. I like to do this first before I start topping it. I just find it far easier to work with. Just put the tomato sauce on. As you can probably hear with the rain in the background, sunny Scotland's absolute monsoon conditions. Parmesan, some fior di latte cheese, and I'm just going to bring you in closer for the cooking part. So I've got it on my peel, just give it a wee shake, make sure it's loose, fire it in, simple as that. From here, just keep a wee eye on it. It's quite windy, so I'm just going to use the peel to just shield it for the flames a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't catch fire at the start. This helps, because your peel's heating up too, it'll help slide underneath the pizza just to make sure it's loose. And all you're doing is rotate and twist, rotate. You can see that crust's really puffing up now. The reason why I'm spinning the lens too is just keeping it moving, so I just don't want the bottom cooking too much and burning. Nice and slow. That's the pizza out of the oven. Some rocket on it. Give you a rocket. A bit of balsamic glaze. Balsamic glaze works amazing with fior di latte and the tomato. It really complements the tomato. As you can see, the crust's perfect all the way around.